Okay, let me see if this goes through this time.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Hold on, it's connecting
They
a little
broke
right
ID last
now.
night, so
Yeah, they did. So
they
I think, all right. So check this out. Yesterday, I was doing a special with Dre, right? Yesterday, so we was doing like a little recap,
yeah,
and we went on like about I say like at six
yeah,
o'clock, and we was having problems the whole time. Like I couldn't bring them up on my feed,
yeah.
so I had to get off of it and go on his profile, and it came up. So I know that the Teddy Riley stuff was going on like close to that time frame too. So
It's crazy.
yeah, that could have been the
Yeah.
reason. But we
Yes,
on here
sir.
now, so we
Hey,
good,
thank you for
man.
having me, man. I
So
feel I feel like I feel like I'm
oh,
honored,
yeah.
bro. Like for real. Like I'm honored to be sitting here with you, bro. For real. Hey, you family.
Hey man, thank you for yeah, exactly, man. You the big homie,
Definitely,
bro. You
man.
like my big
Definitely,
bro,
definitely.
man. Like for real. So, you DJ at the wedding and
Yes, sir.
everything.
Yes, sir.
So you a Amanda's favorite DJ and everything. So man, she like think
Yeah.
highly of you. We all do,
Am
man.
I Teddy
So
Riley? Am I
um
Teddy Riley? Am I Teddy Riley?
and Teddy
Teddy
Riley,
Riley,
man.
man.
Teddy Riley. So man, I just want to say though, how you been, man, since the
And
quarantine and
man, you
stuff,
know what?
man?
I've actually been good, man. I'm blessed. Not only do I DJ,
Yeah,
man. I have a corporate job, so I nothing to stop for me, man. So I'm blessed,
yeah.
I'm blessed, man. That's all I can say, really. Yeah, I'm good.
That's dope,
Yeah,
man. That's
man.
dope, man. I love that. Now, I know I'll be seeing your posts on the book, man. It's been you been saying some real stuff
We got
though.
to think.
Like it's just realistic. Yeah, you got to think, man. You got to.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
They got to use common sense, bro.
got to, man. And I agree with that 100%. And also, just everybody that's joining in. I see everybody joining in right now. I just want to say thank you for checking out Yo, It's the Kiss, the quarantine edition. So, man, very excited. It's the third week. So, man, got some great guests, and like I got my homie DJ CeeLo, man, here today. So, man, gonna talk about some dope
Definitely.
stuff in the sneaker
Definitely.
culture, and also show off some of his
Yeah.
collection as you see
Yeah,
in the
man.
back. So, we're gonna go ahead and get it started off, man. And so, man, let's talk about Michael Jordan
Yeah.
dominance, right? A lot of people talk about his on the
Yeah.
court dominance, but for in the 80s, the late 80s and the 90s, he dominated off the court with his signature
Yeah, man.
sneaker line. Just talk about that impact, you know, for you growing
Man,
up
so
in
for
that
me
era.
growing up, man, I was born in Gary, Indiana, and raised in Chicago. I would go back and forth. My mom's side of the family is from Gary, my dad's side is from Chicago. So for me, the culture was like a stone throw away. Like I was there. I got a chance to see Michael Jordan play, and a lot of people didn't. A lot of people across the world, when they were kids at our age, they didn't get a chance to see him play, man. So I mean, like his sneakers had such an impact on me to the point where I was like, yo, like I want to draw them. So I was drawing kicks because you got to think about it. Like one of my favorite pair of shoes, man. I'll pull it off. I'll tell the story. Is the Cement threes, man. And this is the first Air Jordan shoe, man, with the actual air bubble in the shoe. And at that age, man,
Man,
you felt like this air bubble helped him fly. He took off from the free throw line wearing this shoe. So like to be a kid
exactly.
and like want to get your hands on like this sneaker, like this shoe right here, because of this little air pocket. This is the first time they
Yeah,
had like I didn't see the Air Max. The first shoe I saw with the air bubble was this. You know what I'm saying? This sneaker. So,
yeah,
to actually like be in the midst of this when this sneaker dropped, like not a retro, the first time it drops, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It's like, yo, and he took off from the free throw line. Did you see that? So like that alone, man, the culture, it made it really elite. You know what I'm saying? Like when you had on a pair of Jordans,
Yeah,
it makes you feel elite. It makes you feel to the point where like, yo, you got
does.
something on your foot that like everybody ain't wearing. Now, I mean, of course, now nowadays
Nah,
they've retroed them, but back then, everybody didn't have Jordans. Most of it was like the spoiled kids and the dope boys had Jordans. Everybody didn't have
exactly.
Jordans, so you desired to have a pair Air Jordans back then, man. So he made it. I'm glad you asked me that. I was thinking about what we were talking about before I got
Yeah,
on, man. I was like, yeah, he impacted the culture off the court, like
yeah.
yeah, like that way. So yeah, man, definitely. So
Exactly, man. I agree with you too 100%, CJ. And not only that, man, that shoe just picked up as my favorite Jordan of all
yeah,
time, my favorite sneaker
yeah,
of all
yeah,
time. And I was born in '88, so when it came out, I didn't have
right,
no idea of it. So as I got older, I seen that elephant print, It was a black
Yeah,
joint,
yeah, yeah,
the Black and
yeah.
Simeon ones, and I was like, man, whenever they come back out, I gotta
Got to get
get
them
those
doing.
joints. It's
Yeah,
just something. It did something to me because it was different, man. You see elephant print, you see the air bubble, and how they was
yeah,
designed. It's kind of like it reminded me of like a high end
yeah.
fashion
It
shoe in a
really
way,
was.
but
Yeah,
it was made for
yeah. Exactly.
basketball.
Definitely.
So, and that was the first design by Tinker
Yeah.
Hatfield, and after
It
that,
just
they ain't looked back. They
yeah,
took over the
exactly. Yeah,
game.
yeah,
Yeah. So definitely, man. And the next question, man, I just want to
yeah.
get into this, man. I see you got the
Yeah.
Kanye bear. That's the
Yeah,
Kanye
man. So
bear,
this
dog.
is like I
So,
represent Chicago to the fullest right now. It's the 15-year
yeah,
anniversary college dropout fashion geek hoodie. It wasn't a whole lot of these made, man. So
man,
I decided to throw this on and then do my Just Don, my Just Don Chicago bull shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like after coming off and watching
that's hard.
episode 1 and 2 of The Last Dance.
That's
Yeah, I wanted to
classic.
do it for Chicago one
That's
time, man.
classic.
Definitely,
Man, I love that, man. That's a great album, College Dropout, man.
definitely,
Classic,
definitely.
man. The old yay. But definitely, man, that's perfect because, man, this question, man, I want to ask you, and this actually came up yesterday when I was doing the live with my big bro with Dre, and we was talking about Kanye, man. Out of all the signature sneaker lines, we know Jordan's the holy grail,
Yeah,
right? But what you think about as far as Kanye probably being the second most accomplished person when it comes to
no
signature
doubt.
line?
No doubt, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I in this quarantine when I probably should have been saving bread, bro. I felt it was only right that I copped, the Desert Sage
Oh my
Yeezys. You know what I'm
goodness.
saying? Like
Yes.
yeah,
The
yeah.
350s.
So yeah, man. So
Woo.
Ye did it. When you think about even what he did with the Nike shoe, man, when he had the Air Yeezy, you know what I'm saying? He had the signature
Yeah.
air bubble in the shoe. So really he did what he was supposed to do. His idol in the sneaker
Yeah.
game was Michael Jordan, and so he
Yeah.
took that vision and created his own vision, and then he took it a step further. Man, I don't know why I like this funny looking shoe, but I love it. It's comfortable, it's stylish, and they grow on you.
Exactly.
Like I didn't like it the first couple of years it came out, but now like I gotta have them. So yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, man. And that's real
Yeah,
dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Those is hard. I like the
yeah,
350, the linen
yeah,
joints as well too,
yeah,
man. And I agree with you, man. Kanye, even more than any other athlete besides Jordan, even over
yeah,
LeBron, I gotta say Kanye because every time when a sneaker come out, it's like I feel like a
yeah.
actual event. You know
Definitely,
what I'm
definitely, I
saying?
agree.
And they sell so much, man. Knowing that he's transcending, he kind of actually led a lot of companies collaborating with these music
Yeah,
artists now, like Travis Scott, the
yeah,
Drakes,
I agree.
even Justin Timberlake, Rihanna with Puma. He actually led that
Yeah,
with
you're right.
Nike.
Yeah,
So, and speaking of him, man, I know he gave the okay if Nike decide to ever re-release his Yeezys
yeah,
with the brand. I'm
yeah,
excited for that because I
yeah.
want to see the pure
Yeah,
platinums. Yeah, man, like it's so many dope joints he got in his
I
stash,
agree.
man, and he keep going and going.
Yeah,
So, man, also I want to talk about far as a lot of events that you be doing. Maybe doing a lot of great events
yeah,
that brings positivity when it comes to sneakers in the
yeah,
community, man. And I just want to talk about the event you was a part of during this past New Year's Eve, the Kicks and
yeah,
Couture, where it was like a best of both worlds, as far as wear your business
yeah,
casual, like your suits, your polo
right.
cardigans, and with your fly sneakers like Jordans or Dunks or whatever that you had in your
Yeah.
stash. So talk about how that came about, man.
Man, that actually came about. I really can't take full credit for that, man. I work with a great group of people, Social Society, and some other guys. My man, Ryan, Alfonso Harvey, just a couple of other people, man. And I saw their vision, and I was like, yo, I can't compete with that because I usually do my own thing for New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
and so I was like, yo, like I
yeah,
love sneakers, like I want to be a part of this. So by the powers that be, they saw in me and saw, hey, well, you know what, you bringing up to the table, and we know that you represent, the sneaker culture, and stuff like that. And so, but to speak to that, man, it shows you how far sneakers have come. Sneakers have become,
yeah,
they've transcended into culture, man. Like, you could put on a tuxedo with a pair of, what I'm saying, with a pair of Concords, man. Like you could put a tuxedo on, like
yeah,
never before, before this shoe and like sneakers that they make now, could you wear a tuxedo with a sneaker? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
That's
that
so
even
true.
higher end designer sneakers like your Alexander McQueen's, man. Like the sneakers
Yes.
they've revolutionized sneakers to the point where you can dress them up and have fun with them. So it's dope to.
Exactly.
It's like, it's like a car. You get a car and then you have this car and then you change up the feet on it. You know what I'm saying? So you got this car and
Exactly.
so you got your suit on and then you change up the feet. You don't go with the stock of a dress shoe. You change up the feet, man, and then
Exactly.
you add your own flavor to it. And now you rocking your 23s or your threes or your fours or your ones.
Exactly.
So um it's a dope concept. Bigger cities do sneaker balls all the
Yeah.
time. I hope that Nashville actually did one. I got a chance to actually go and patronize one.
Okay.
And they did one. And so I hope it grows for the culture, man. I think it gives people a
Exactly.
chance to dress up, feel good, and then put on some fun kicks because sneakers are comfortable,
Exactly.
and they're
Comfortable,
stylish.
man.
So I hope that Nashville alone continues to do more events surrounded by dressing up with kicks and kicks and couture and sneaker balls and just things like that
Exactly.
to bring fun and bring a difference to people getting out and dressing up and feeling good. So
Yeah, man, I definitely agree, man. When I first seen that joint, I was like, man, this is a combination of best of both worlds because it's like in the past, you see cats with suits, they kind of frown upon with cats with
yeah,
sneakers, you know what I'm saying? And think it's just a one-track mind, like they just spend all their money on
yeah,
sneakers, but that's not the case,
nah,
you know what I'm
man,
saying? At all. It's not. So, for you able to combine that and be a part of that and help out
yeah,
is great, man, because that's like you
yeah,
said, it's
it's
comfortable,
comfortable,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even
It's
for women,
comfortable,
like
man.
even for women,
It
when you think about a woman, like a woman
exactly,
being in like some heels all
exactly.
night, like nah, she got on a nice dress and
Nah,
it be themed out. She got on some cool sneakers and she's comfortable. She can make her way
I
through the
agree.
party without having to sit down or take her shoes off or be limping around. So
I agree,
I dig
bro.
it. It's dope concept.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. Because during my wedding, I actually took my dress shoes
Yeah,
out. That was
yeah,
cropping, and I put
yeah.
on my 11s, my
Concourse, yeah,
Concourse
yeah,
that you
definitely,
had.
yeah.
I
That's
put
a
my
go-to.
Concourse. I was like,
That's
these
a
joints,
go-to. Yeah, that's a
yes, go
go-to.
to,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely a go-to.
So, man, it's speaking on, man, another event that you're doing, great things with in the
Mhm.
community is the
Yeah,
Kids for Grades, man. A lot of times that, us being grew up in the sneaker era, especially where stick up kids and people was getting, stolen or killed
yeah,
over sneakers, and sometimes that negative attention, was brought to the
yeah,
sneaker culture. So a lot of people look at it like, y'all just doing
yeah,
crazy stuff, standing in lines and all this other stuff, but they actually don't know the other side. When you have a pair of fresh sneakers, it could do so much for your
yeah,
morale,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For your self-esteem, for your
yeah,
confidence. And you help bringing that to light with
yeah.
Kicks for Grades, man. Just talk about that, and how that got started as well, too. And how that, how much that means to you
Man,
as
Kicks for
well.
Grades means a lot to me. Growing up as a kid, I have a mom who's a single, she was a single parent. I didn't always get a chance to get the sneakers, man. We grew up in the
Yeah.
same neighborhood, so you know how it was. So you didn't
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to always get the cool sneakers. So I remember saying, man, when I
Yeah.
get older and get a job, I'm buying my kicks. I'm buying my sneakers.
Yeah.
As I got older, man, I started buying them and buying them and buying them. And then it got to a point where I was like, yo, like I'm sitting on kicks and I'm like, yo, there's people out there in the world that don't even have shoes, period. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
for me, I was like, yo, if I'm gonna keep buying kicks, it's cool, that's my thing, but I want to be able to turn around and bless somebody else. And it happened in the state, man, where we live, man. It happened in the state where I was looking at the news one day and some teenagers, man, some young kids actually robbed a guy. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like,
Wow.
yo, that it hit home because I'm like, where is it nowadays when you got like 11 and 12-year-old kids and robbing people and shooting them?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for me,
Yeah.
I kind of took a step out of body. I looked back and I was like, yo, the social media nowadays is raising our kids. Everything that's social media is just so fast. Like nobody realizes, like
Exactly.
nobody sees, like the grind in between. They only see the
Yeah.
ending result. And, you have to work hard to get what you want. So for me, I wanted to. Kicks for Grades was based off of hard work paying off. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you
Gotcha.
can't have the things you want as long as you work hard for it. And, hard work is recognized. So, for me,
Yeah.
I think that's what it was about. Shout out to your brother Andre, man, Andre and
Yeah.
Jada. Kicks for Grades was my vision, but I don't do it alone. I can't take the credit for
Yeah.
it, man. Me and Dre and Jada, we put a lot of effort and energy into just
Yeah.
organizing little stuff and coming up with ideas and brainstorming and setting up a nonprofit, all the
Yeah.
things that go behind the scene of setting up a nonprofit. So
Exactly.
um but yeah, it was really just it was motivated off of the fact of trying to show kids that if you work hard, you can be rewarded, and you can be rewarded with dope things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids, you
Yeah,
know, kids nowadays, they're a little bit more self-entitled. Oh, our mama's supposed to do it, daddy's supposed to
exactly.
do it. So, when you have a
I
situation
agree.
where this person that comes to you that doesn't know you, that doesn't have to do it at all, rewards you for your hard work. You hope it
Yeah,
clicks and say, wow, like, okay, it's not just about mom and daddy. It's a scenario of where, somebody else outside of my family recognized my hard work and they rewarded me for it. And hopefully
exactly.
it'll make them want to continue to work hard. That's the thing,
Yeah,
continue to work hard, and understand the process,
and that's great, man. And when I first seen that, man, I was like, this is really amazing, man. It's like the first of my kind, first of a kind, far as what I seen in
Yeah, yeah,
Nashville. I seen a lot of dope stuff when it comes to sneakers and positive stuff as well, like Soul for Souls
yeah,
and other organizations. But seeing this, man, it helps so much because I know that new Channel 4 followed you around for a day. I
yeah,
know you and Dre,
yeah,
y'all went to a school as well and presented some sneakers to a kid who was
yeah,
actually getting bullied at the time, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And he was a smart kid, good kid.
yeah,
But and that happens, man. That happens because of just simple material stuff, right? But by
yeah,
y'all presenting them those shoes, he was able to be on a platform that everyone seen it.
yeah,
So he was the one who had the juice
yeah,
now.
yeah. That's what I'm
So
saying.
you
Yeah,
know, yeah, and
yeah,
it just it's great, man, because it's a kind of like a reaction that would trickle down to his peers as well too. Like, you know what? There's no need to bully someone because of what they have on. It makes no sense with that at all. So I love what y'all doing, man, with Kids for Grades, man. And also just elaborate on it. Did you expect it to just kind of just take off like that and just make such of a big impact in such a quick time frame?
man. You know what? I honestly didn't. I didn't expect Kicks for Grace to jump off the way it did, man. Anything you do, man, anything you do when you do something from the kindness of your heart, you
Yeah,
wanted to come across the right way. But I didn't
yeah,
know it was going to take off the way it did. So
yeah,
it's so for it to take off the way it did, and for people to know about it, and for people to want to celebrate their children and send their grades in, and for us to be able to shine a light on people on little kids who make good grades, the teenagers who make good grades, is dope. Because a
yeah,
lot of times that, and then that also helps too, because all we see nowadays is like, we praise kid rappers, or we praise kids that, so like we
exactly.
don't really, not to say that we don't do it in our households, but you don't really see it praised across. Like, you got to think about it. That was back when you was growing up. There was a thing called Book It. There
Yeah,
used to be Book It, right? Like, if you read, a lot of
yeah,
books, you got recognized on like the wall of the Pizza Hut. So
exactly.
nowadays,
You did.
it's not like that no more. Nobody
No, it's not.
acknowledges from a social standpoint of, oh, this person is making a good grade. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's
Exactly.
important. So for me, it was like, yo, it gives us a chance to highlight students that are, that do something other than, because every student is not going to be a rapper. Every student is not going to be an athlete.
Nah,
Every student is not going to be a musician or whatever. Some students are just going to be scholastic.
exactly.
They're going to be smart, and we need that as well. So
Yeah,
it helps us highlight them, and also celebrate a man with a pair of dope kicks. So I'm
definitely,
hoping
man.
that once they get back in school next year, man, next school year, we can get Kicks for Grades rolling. I mean,
Exactly.
it kind of struck like around the first of the year, so
Yeah, it
so hopefully
did,
we can get it.
man. It just took
Yeah.
off.
So
Great, man. That's great, man. Major shout out to
thank you,
you
man.
once again, man, and also Dre and
Yeah.
Jade as well, man, for doing that, man. It's just a positive
Yeah.
impact, man, that's needed as well, too. So, man, so let's talk about far as, man, what's your wildest moment
My
when it comes to, getting the
my
sneaker?
wildest moment,
Yeah.
man. I would probably have to say, man, like I would probably have to say these right here, man. Like I would, you know what? I didn't
Okay.
realize, like, how happy these were gonna make me. I
Oh,
didn't realize.
man. Them off whites.
I didn't realize how happy.
Them
I
off
didn't
whites,
realize how
man.
happy these would make me, man. But I would probably have to say this is like my wildest sneaker moment. Like, I'm like, oh, like what? You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah,
I would probably have to say that, man. And it's like now I'm like, yo, where am I gonna wear them? When I'm gonna throw them on? Do I even want to wear them?
exactly.
Um,
When?
I think really that's probably my wildest moment of like, yo, yeah, I got some kicks. I mean, I love all my kicks, of course. But that's one of my, yeah, I would say that's probably one of my kicks. Now I've been like, okay, I'm fawning over this one. I'm liking this one a lot. You know.
Yeah, those are crazy, man. I remember when I first seen them, and I was like, man, they just jumped out at me with that blue,
Yeah,
man, and white. It's perfect right
yeah,
now for
the
the
spring.
spring and the
Yeah,
summertime. And you saw me to pick. You saw me
yeah.
to pick of them like, yo, you flexed on them, like you just flexed with
Hey,
them,
man.
dog. You just flexed like,
Hey,
yo, that
I
ultimate
blame it on
flex.
the quarantine, man. If
So,
we wasn't in the house, man, I probably would have did it, man. I done done a lot. I done done a lot in the quarantine, man. These just got to me today, man. I love ones. I'm a ones fanatic. You can't. I
yeah,
don't think you can see. I
them
don't think you
four
can see the
purples,
top shelf,
man.
man. But yeah, this colorway. Yeah, I love ones. So these came to me today, man. The fives, I got the five. I won the fives the other night
Fives.
when they
You want the
dropped. Yeah,
fives?
so
You
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
fire red
yeah. I
fives.
got them. So they on the way, man. They on the way. So.
So, so one shoe in your collection, right? If you had to compare that sneaker to your music style, since you are a DJ, what shoe would it be?
Uh, I would probably say, man, honestly, I would probably say the black toe ones. And I say the black
Mm,
toe ones because the black toe ones, man, the Air Jordan one started the collection of why sneakers are what they are. Like when you look at
yeah,
sneakers, basketball sneakers, when you look at like the evolution of sneakers, period. Like this sneaker started. Like maybe not this colorway, but the Air Jordan, the one started. And so I like to compare my music style, as one is classic. I don't consider myself to be like old school,
yeah,
but I consider myself to be a DJ that really respects the culture, what I'm saying, that respects the craft,
exactly,
and I like to go back to where it started from, I like to go back to the
exactly,
art of mixing music, mixing records, scratching records, blending, um being a party DJ. So I would probably have to say probably about
yeah,
like the Air Jordan 1 classic. Like when I DJ, I want people
yeah,
like, yo, this was good. Like this was he took me back.
yeah,
He wanted the originals. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's the OG. You know what I'm saying? So I would
The
probably
ELT,
the
you're
OG.
right.
Yeah.
Can't go
So
wrong with
yeah.
that.
So I would probably have to say the ones, man. The ones. Period.
Hey,
Yo.
I actually was thinking about the ones actually for real because that's one thing about you, man, when it comes to DJing, right? Even though you grew up like in the era when it comes to 80s and 90s, right? But you still in tune with what's going on
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And not only that, you actually know how to
Yeah.
DJ. It's a lot of DJs don't know how to DJ. You know what
I
I
wasn't gonna
mean?
say that.
When it comes to
I wasn't gonna
scratching.
say that. You said
I'm just
it.
I'm just saying, like it is what it is though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I feel like and like with the ones, that was the first shoe that dropped in '84,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? It's the longest one out of his collection, but it's probably the most relevant sneaker right now because you can wear them with so much stuff like joggers,
Yep.
sweats, in the jeans that's a little more skinnier now, right? So I agree 100% far as with that comparison,
And
bro.
when you
Most
and when you
definitely.
think about music, like for everybody that watched The Last Dance the other night, if you pay attention to the soundtrack, when Michael Jordan when they was
Yes.
playing the soundtrack, like rap music, if people remember rap music, like one of the hardest rap records back in that time frame was LL Cool J I'm Bad. You know what I'm saying? Like so
Yes.
when you think about like
Yes.
like the OG of it all, like the classic, the everything that rocks with it, you know what I'm saying? You like, yo, like that. And for me, like I remember that record. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
DJing, but like I remember hearing that I'm Bad record and being like, oh my
I'm
God,
bad.
like this is what music is? Like this
Yeah.
ain't the Temptations. This is
Crazy. Yeah,
you
it's
know
not.
what I'm saying? This is
It was
real.
it was ferocious, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. That soundtrack was great, man. I
Yeah.
heard I Ain't No Joe by Rakim, but that LL Cool J on Bad, man. When I first heard it when I was a kid, and because it came out like, you know what I'm saying, when I was very
Yeah.
young, but when I got older and I seen that video, I was like, man, it's like the hardest record I heard, that's how it felt, you know what I'm saying? And you're right, man, it just went along right with
Time
that
period.
time
Yeah.
period as well. So man, let's take a look at some of your collection that we see
Definitely,
behind
man.
you, man. Let's pull out some of the joints that you
So
got.
people can't really see the cases over to the left, man. I got some cases over here. I had to expand some space. But some of the kicks
Yeah,
that I'm liking right now, man. I've been on the Yeezy wave lately. So yeah, I got the
easy
Frozens,
way.
man. So I got the Frozen 350s and I got the Zebras. A shoe that
The
a
Zebras is
shoe that I
crazy.
really really hated. You know what I'm saying? But after arguing with your brother about it, I finally jumped on and bought some. I started. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah, the Wave
waves,
Runners. I
the
yeah,
wave
I
runners.
I, I
Yeah.
fell for them, man.
Whew.
Like a lot of the kicks I wear, man. My everyday kicks are classics too, man. My everyday kicks. I get these cleaned a lot because these are some of my. I mean, come on, come on. Come
Oh
on.
my goodness, man. Those so
Come on.
crispy though. The Air
Yeah,
Max
man.
Ones, just
Yeah,
that
I mean,
color.
you
That's
see the
my
box.
favorite
I
one for
keep
that
them clean.
colorway.
Like I don't dog them out. Like,
You
but they
keep them
like
clean.
they go tos, man. So these are some of my favorites, man.
And one thing too, you wear your
Yeah, I
sneakers
mean,
too,
yeah,
dog. That's a good thing. You
I
wear your
wear them, man,
sneakers.
but I just keep them clean. I don't dog them out. Like
Yeah.
a shooter that I had to get, man, that I'm liking right now that I hadn't pulled out yet, but it means a lot to me. You know, it's home. It's
Oh my
home.
goodness, man.
This is the first time I ever seen
The
the
Shy.
Nike Shy. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So, yeah,
That's my first time seeing them like actually like I know we ain't in person, but that's the closest I ever
yeah,
seen
man,
them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
represent the house.
And they was
Yeah,
limited. You got flexed on those because
yeah,
those
yeah.
limited, dog. Those was no
I,
general release. Only released in
Bruh, I
Chicago.
had to get a pair
Only.
Nike Shies. So yeah, so
Damn.
these are some favorites, man. I'm looking forward to putting those on, man.
Ultimate flex.
I was waiting. I waited for a very very long time for these the Bread 11s. A lot of people got these, I know, but
Oh my
they're
goodness.
near and dear to me. Like these, I didn't get these when I was a kid, you know. So like, and they dropped a
Exactly.
few times, but when they dropped, I wasn't copping like that. So
Yeah.
I'm real, yeah, I'm partial to these.
They hard though,
A
bro.
shooter, a shooter's
Hard.
not an Air Jordan, but that I love this shoe so much, man. When I was a kid, I was in junior high, and again, like I said, I don't mean to paint my mom as like a
Yeah.
person that was poor. She just was a single parent, and she didn't have help.
Exactly.
So I remember borrowing these from.
Oh, the Dion's,
I
bro.
borrowed these from a classmate. I was like, "Yo, I just want to rock them. Can I borrow your shoes this weekend?" And he let me borrow them, bro. Like embarrassing enough, like because you don't ask nobody, "Can you borrow sneakers?" But hey, these
Nah.
sneakers were so fresh to me when they came out, bro. And how people just
Goodness, the
how people just
Diamond
rock
Turks.
them with the strap open and the jeans sitting the tongue.
Yeah.
So he let me borrow these. So these every time these drop, I've only worn these a couple times. I probably they still clean on the bottom, but I would probably take them to Dre and let Dre get them even cleaner.
They are. Yeah.
But
I got some kicks
yeah, man.
myself.
But yeah, these right here, they every time they drop, I get them because I mean,
Dude, like
yeah. So yeah,
they
classic.
classes. They classes, man.
Some other limited releases if I got a few more seconds, and these weren't something that everybody jumped on, but I like them. I like shoes that have color in them. Well, Swiss Beats
Yeah.
for the culture. He dropped the Bally's about
Oh, I remember when you had
two,
those.
3 years ago.
I remember you copped them. Sorry to cut
Yeah.
you off. I remember you copped
Yeah,
them.
so the Swiss.
Was you in
No,
Cali
I
at
was
the
here. I
time?
was here. I ordered them because they was
You
online.
was
Yeah,
here.
they was
Okay.
online. They sold out right when he dropped them. They sold out, and then they happened to restock. And when they restocked, I was able to get a pair of the Swiss Beats Bally's, man. So those are some favorites, man. I got some other stuff in here. You know, I mean, if you
Goodness.
what do you say, man? What Bankroll Fresh say? You talked about the Dope Boy 95 Air Max.
Oh, the Doughboy
Yeah,
95s.
Dope Boy
Woo!
95 Air Max. You know what I'm saying? It's about time me to let Dre clean it
The
up. Yeah,
Dions.
the classic.
Those the
Yeah.
ones. You know they dropping them again too,
I,
right? They dropping them
I'm
again,
gonna buy
dog.
them again. You know, I'll clean these up and donate them. What I do is if I rebuy a sneaker,
Yeah.
I think it's only fair. Like it doesn't make sense for me to have two of the same shoe. That's where Kicks for Grades. That's where Kicks
Yeah.
for Grades comes in. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to be greedy or to have sneakers that you wouldn't. You just sit in the
Exactly.
closet when there's somebody else out there that can use a pair of kicks. So once I buy them
That could
again,
use them.
I'll take these to Dre. Dre bring them back to like brand new, and then somebody got a pair of Dope Boy 95 Air Max. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I still got mine in the closet too, man. I think that's definitely something that I'm gonna invest and get is the when they drop again, those
Yeah.
95s.
Yeah. So it's coming.
But man, that collection is
Thank you,
crazy,
man.
dog. That collection is crazy, man. It's a lot of variety that I'm seeing, dog. A lot of great activity that I'm seeing as
Like,
well, man. You know, like
I got some stuff people ain't sitting on, man. Some stuff people skipped out on,
you
you know,
got
a
some,
little bit.
and they still crispy though. Like one thing I want to talk about is the Bally's, right? Some of our, maybe our young people that's in here that don't know about the Bally's, man. Those are the shoes like symbolize like you doing it out here. You got a pair
Bally's.
of
Yeah,
Bally's.
right.
Like I always think about Slick Rick and Dougie
Right.
Fresh. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I always think about that because they was on
Bally's,
Bally
yeah.
stuff, man. So that's a shoe that's like I think that's crazy. That's crazy like in your collection when it comes to the exclusive stuff. Those Bally joints that you got, dog.
Definitely, man. So yeah, man. So
Yeah. You got some heat, dog, like a lot of heat, man. So before we go too, man, I just want to talk about some of the joints that you got too, dog, like the high end fashion joints too. Like some of the Gucci's that you had in the past as well, and just talk about those joints because it's crazy because when you was rocking them back then, a lot of people wasn't really like people was on
Yeah,
like high end stuff, but you had to know
yeah,
what it was. You had to be really in tune into the fashion world. Now you see a lot of people talking about
yeah,
Gucci this,
yeah,
Versace this,
yeah,
Balenciagas, but she was kind of doing that,
yeah.
years ago. Talk about
Man,
that, man.
honestly, I think for me, I just always, not to say nobody else, I think I just always wanted to kind of separate myself and not be like everybody else. Like it has nothing to do with me
Yeah,
being better or brand name. Like I like what I like. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I looked at fashion, I was like, yo, like, instead of rocking some Jordans with this, and I know everybody
yeah,
else gonna be in the party with the new Jordans on. Let me rock some. Let me get some Gucci's. Let me try to see if I can
yeah,
cop the Louis. And so I probably shouldn't have been copping the high end sneakers I was copping back then. Probably, because I wasn't bringing home what I'm bringing home now. But I
yeah,
did it for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You
I
did
did
for
it
the
for the
culture.
culture. You know what I'm saying? It's probably a
Yeah,
whole lot of stuff, man. I got, I was like, I remember I bought my first pair of Gucci's, like, and I was like, yo, that's when I had the Range Rover, and I was like, I can't hop out of range with that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford it, but like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to fake it till you make it, right?
You gotta fake it till you make it. You got to, dog. You got to. It doesn't matter. You was in the
You hopped out the
range,
range,
so it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter,
I was
dog.
like,
You
how am I
hopped
be
out the
one of the
range.
first DJs in the city with a range and hop out? So I was like, but yeah, man,
Exactly.
I really think, man, overall, I think that's just been it's in our DNA. You know what I'm saying? As a culture, it's in our
It
DNA to
is.
be sharp, man, and drive
Yeah,
cars, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't put anybody down for
I don't.
wanting to have the fruits of labor, man. To want to enjoy the fruits of your
Exactly.
labor, man. And only thing I would tell anybody is, man, just make sure your house is in order. Make sure your bills are paid. Make sure you got
Exactly.
life insurance. I mean,
Facts.
other than that, man, if you can afford it, by all means, man, do it.
Then
Have
do
a
it.
good time and enjoy it and live life. You only get one. You only get to be here one
Exactly.
time, man. So, I definitely
One
encourage
time.
anybody to, like, yo, if you want to, go out and buy sneakers, go ahead and do it. Just, I wouldn't say don't try to keep up with me though. I mean, or Dre. Keep trying to
Yo,
keep up with
Dre.
me and get your
I
feelings hurt.
agree,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Like, you
Definitely.
might get
Yeah, you
you might get
will.
your
You
feelings
will,
hurt, man.
man.
Like this just one
Yes,
room
a
right
lot.
here. Like you said, I ain't even go get the high end
Exactly.
stuff. So but no, it's all in fun though, man. All in fun. Like,
Yeah,
hey, I mean, everybody has their thing. So my thing is
they
like
do.
sneakers. And so
Exactly.
when I just want to turn my thing into a way for me to enjoy it and also bless other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So
I definitely agree with you, man.
yeah,
Like 100% with that because you made some great points, man. When it comes to that, like if you got it and everything is in line, then
yeah,
buy it,
yeah,
man. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Don't worry about what people
yeah,
gonna say
yeah,
about you. Do what you like and do what you love
yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the day, man. And that's gonna bring you closure and gonna make you feel good and do
Do
it
it,
by
man.
all
Yeah,
means. So I agree with you on
yeah.
that, man. Like they asked me, like, are you gonna stop buying kids after you had, two children? Like, nah, I'm
No,
still
yeah,
gonna
like that's
buy.
that's what I
You know what I'm
like.
saying? I'm still gonna buy
Yeah,
kicks. Yeah, exactly. That's what I like.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, no,
yeah.
like
I mean,
it's that
it's
it's
all
like
about balance, man. It's all relative. People,
it's all
you
about
have
it.
people that say they want to take 2 trips a year. The money that you take on your 2 trips,
Exactly.
you do that what you do. The money if I don't take 2 trips, I buy my kicks. You know what I'm saying? I might take 1 trip. So,
Exactly.
it's
Might
all
take one
relative, man.
trip.
It go
It's
in
all
one ear and
relative.
out the other. As long as the family is good and I look out for my loved ones and people around me, are cool. Like, hey, I'm buying them. I'm
I
buying the
agree.
kicks.
I agree 100%. I agree, man. I
I'm
agree
buying the kicks,
100% with
man.
that, man. And I just want to say a big shout out to everyone that joined for Yo, it's the Kicks, man. The quarantine edition. I appreciate all of y'all, man. I seen new people in here too as
Yeah,
well. So I appreciate all that
for
love,
sure, man.
man. And also as well, you can follow us at Grails Inc. GRAILZINC. So we actually gonna have episodes like, every day. So stay, on the lookout for that. We got the homie Five Mics, signed a Grand Hustle from Brooklyn, but living in Atlanta now. He's gonna be on the IG live tomorrow. So check that out at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And also a major shout out to my big homie, man, DJ CeeLo as well, man. Let the people know, man, where they could find you as well. I know you've been doing some DJ sets. I know
Hey,
you didn't want to do it at
I did,
first,
man. You can
but you've been
you can
killing it. You've been
you can
killing it.
find me
You've been
right
killing
here in front of this closet whenever I decide to go live again. Man, I tell you before we end, man,
Yeah,
I tell you, like, going live, it's been fun, it's been different, but it's one of those things where like I've been telling people, I'm like, man, DJs. a lot of DJs just go live. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna cut on and go live. For me,
Yeah.
I look at it. I like the realness in it. I like the fact that like I didn't DJ every night of the week before this. You know what I'm saying? So for you to cut on your social
Yeah.
media and me to be live every night playing records, it's like that's a little much for me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't knock
Yeah.
any DJ
Exactly.
that does it. I'm just saying for me, like I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like I didn't DJ Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like I would rock out on the
Exactly.
weekends, and that's when you would catch me. So I mean, I like to give you the
Exactly.
same feel. Like I don't want it to be to a point where you cut on, you're like, oh, here goes CeeLo again. He just played back that ass up last night. Now he playing it again. For me, I want to be like, oh, I want it to be to a point where when the next time I go live, you get a different set. You get different
Yeah.
energy. I got something going on to the point where I didn't,
Yeah. You
so,
do.
but yeah, shout out to all the DJs going live. No shade, yeah. So yeah, you can catch me going live soon in front of my closet behind the two turntables, rocking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look for the pop-up party. I like to get a
It's been it's been a great experience though each time. Though I ain't gonna front, man. You was playing one. I think it was doing the virtual. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was the virtual. Was it the virtual
yeah,
homecoming
kind of like
or
yeah
for
on the T2.
TSU you
Yeah,
was doing?
yeah,
And you playing some joints that I even heard. You know what I'm saying? I felt young as hell. I was like, hold on. You play some Luke
yeah,
joints, and you play some other joints that sounded like that. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Um, and I was like, damn, this is sound dope. It actually turned me on to some new
Yeah,
music. You
man.
know what I'm saying as
Yeah, drop
well.
some of that. That's some of that
So
Chicago and Detroit house music, man. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
man.
definitely.
Then you transition to the
Yeah,
Luke joint. I was like, oh
yeah.
yeah, you
Thank you,
killing it
bro.
right
Thank
now,
you.
dog. So
Thank you.
yeah, man. So thank
Thank
you
you for
once
having me,
again,
bro.
though, big homie, man. Yeah, man.
You
You
too,
stay
man.
safe, bro.
All right,
All
bro. Much
right,
love.
bro.
All right,
All
Doc.
right, take care,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
All right. Yo, I just want to say thank you to everyone that joined. Yo, it's the Kicks, the quarantine edition, man. I appreciate all of that, man. I see my man Home Team Chicago in his blood. Shout out to Home Team. Shout out to everyone, man, that's just been, tuning in with us as well, man. I appreciate all that love and support. Like I said, you can follow us at Grails Inc. at GRAILZINC. And we will continue to do this, how well to just keep that awareness when it comes to sneaker culture and also having it entertaining as well too. So like I said, thank you once again to everyone, man. I appreciate all that love. I see a lot of people came in, so you could definitely check us out tomorrow. Like I said, we going on live with the homie Five Mics. Five Mics is from New York, stay in Atlanta, signed with Grand Hustle Entertainment, with T.I.'s label, Dope MC, and also got a great sneaker collection as well. So I can't wait for you all to see him. Then Thursday, we got the homie Skyzoo from Brooklyn, one of the illest artists out here, and his collection is on another level. Friday, we got UFO Feeve. Feeve is a up and coming artist, man. Dude